So, turn that off, put this over with the box and stuff right now. The next thing I want to do, okay, at this point we're set to make pemmican. I've got my dehydrated meat. Normally I'd take and pound it up into a more of a pulverized form, mix it with my rendered talo, and poof, you're done. But this is 2026, come on, give me a little flavor or something in there. So we're going to do a couple of things to make this slightly different. I'm going to get this is 1/4 of a cup. Now I would use, traditionally you would use pecan and so on. They don't have that here. So this is basically milled nut. And this is walnut. I don't have to crush it or anything. I do baking as well, so it's not like I'm going to be wasting any. This is not packed, it's just slightly loosened. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of walnut in there. You can like put shaved or crushed nuts, but I'm going more for a blended consistency. That right there is almond. And of course my wife refused to taste it unless it had hazelnut in it. Unfortunately, our walnut tree and our hazel tree I only planted a year ago. And so they're not big enough yet to really produce. So that's another reason I'm getting the packaged stuff here. And there you go, just fine. Okay, mix that up a little bit. Let me grab a spoon. Here's the thing. When you're putting nuts and so on in something, they've got natural oils. These oils will spoil, just like cooking oil or anything else. So we want to reduce the spoilage on that. So I've got some of our honey. And what I'm going to do is put just enough honey in there. What I want to do is, good stuff. I want to just coat all of the nuts. I want to fill up their pores. Ever heard of honey cured or honey coated ham? Honey has lots of antibiotics. It's an excellent preserver. And so what we're doing is we are helping seal off that we're helping seal off the pores from oxygen and so on, which will help it basically preserve longer. I've got that in there, and the next thing I need to do, move this stuff over. The next thing I need to do is take care of my meat. This is typically for doing my wheat flour and so on. However, it can just as easily be used for this. Now, I just did a no-no, a really big no-no. I put my hand in here to spread this out, and I looked down and realized I already have this plugged in. And this is the thing that turns nuts and stuff into powder, and I want to stick my fingers in there while it's already plugged in. Don't do that. It's going to get loud, so I'm going to cut this part off. So we're done. Again, they would have originally used a mortar pedestal, whatever, to do this. And I'm unplugging it right now. Don't want to make that mistake again. And later, when it became a staple in many ships and so on, during the time of sale, they would, it became more industrialized. So once this is done, put this back over. Once this stuff is finished, it will last for friggin' years, if not decades. It would last almost indefinitely if I had not put the nuts in there with those oils. So, there is that. What we're going to do, you see this stuff is now just fine. Okay, and I'm going to put this into the bowl. Cleaning this thing later is going to be a pain in the petunia. But fortunately it's stainless, so I don't have to worry about it. So now we have all of that. Okay. And I'm just going to mix it in with the nuts and the honey. Couple of little lumps there. Get those broken up. Okay. Come here, you. Okay. Still a slight. So what I'm going to do, this is my homemade sugar beet syrup. This is what we're going to use for our sweetener. This stuff right here, I made this 5 years ago, and it's still perfectly fine. This is where you do your flavoring. So I think I'm going to put a little bit of salt with it too, from the taste of it. Not too much salt. Yeah, much better. I want this to be able that if I want to just eat it like a candy bar, an energy bar or something, it'll have flavor to it, but that it will not have too much. If, say, I want to put it in some boiling water and turn it into a hot broth, because I can always add more salt or whatever if I want. When I am cooking it. Just about perfect for my taste buds. So let me get this stuff done and I'll be right back. So for this next part, we're going to do the rendering. To do that, the first thing we need to know is how much material that we've got. So we've got 1/630. We got 1/6.30. We're going to minus our 4.25. So we're going to deal with a 1.205 weight. You need to know that. Because the next thing we need to do is measure our talo to our mixture. Remember, we don't measure it while the meat is wet. We do this after we've done all of our mix together, so we know what the weight is to proportionally correctly do the talo to ingredients division. Typically it's a 1-to-1 or a 1.5 talo to 1. Okay, so